Welcome back to story time. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Where we last left off, the team had just killed the cult's leader and gleaned some information off her, finding out what her name was, which was Camille, and finding out that she was the direct line to whatever deity that the cult served. After Momo acquired this information and was leaving the room that the leader was slain in, one of the cult members outside grabbed hold of her leg, screaming about bringing their leader back, that she was their light, and Momo responded, "She's dead." At hearing this, the cultists started to rapidly mutate and expand and morph with the other cultists following suit, and started turning into this rapidly expanding blobby moaning mass. While on the other side, I break into a room and I'm confronted by a 12-foot tall woman, and that's where we pick up. The team runs down the hallway, running away from the expanding mass of cultists. They aren't moving super fast, but they're moving fast enough to where we can't really fuck around inside the compound. Dr. Pierre ends up taking off by himself, hopping in front of the group down the hallway and making it to his own ship that he has, while the other two members of our group decide to run off and look for me because I didn't really tell anybody where I was going. Back with the kid, the 12-foot tall woman tells me to come into the room. Now, first instinct for him was to obviously run away. However, she has quite a reach on her, being 12 foot tall, so he complied so that she wouldn't smear him across the wall. As he crosses the threshold, she grabs a hold of him and throws him onto a large bed on the other side of the room that has several blankets stacked on top of it. It is at this moment the team actually starts to message him. Messages can only be heard in his head, so the large woman who is manhandling him can't actually hear any of this. The team is asking where the kid is, and he explains his general location and that there is a 12-foot tall woman currently keeping him captive. Taking their pace down the corridor at the mention of me being captured. Back with me, the large woman starts making her way across the room, and the kid finally gets a good look at her. The way our DM explained the way that she looks, he said he looks like this Instagram model that's known as Muscle Barbie. She looks a lot like, if not exactly like, the Drider we just fought not too long ago. Well, minus the fact that she's 12 foot tall and she has like super huge muscles. She's actually like bigger than Jordan, like muscle wise and just general size wise. Makes her way around the side of the bed and introduces herself as Camille. She reaches out and then nicely pats me on the head. She starts to call me all of these cute pet names and starts to ruffle my hair and says that we have to get out of here. We're going on a trip. As she starts to wrap blankets around me and knot them in different layers, essentially making a giant blanket cocoon around me. Back with the rest of the team, they finally make it down the long hallway, and as they round the corner, they run into yet another carbon copy of what the Drider looks like, but they're in a different morph. This one has pieces of shrapnel and other generally sharp objects just floating about her, and as they turn the corner, she launches all of the shrapnel at the team. Dr. Pierre barely dodges out of the way as he keeps running and goes down the corridor towards the airlock, while Momo gets hit pretty hard with all the pieces of shrapnel, and the rest of the shrapnel kind of just bounces off the guy, not doing any damage. So they're sandwiched between a lady throwing shrapnel at them and a blobby screaming mass behind them that's rapidly expanding down the hallway. So, you know, fun times. Shrapnel lady ends up also introducing herself as yet another Camille. We never actually got any confirmation because none of us actually asked, but I came to the conclusion that she was actually doing this thing known as forking. The easy way to explain forking is you essentially just clone yourself. However, the clones have no allegiance or reason to listen to anything that you say. They are their own person. They just happen to have all of your memories, skills, and experiences, and she continues to throw shrapnel at them. At some point, Dr. Pierre contacts the team saying he's outside of the airlock setting up charges and has them set for a couple of seconds, and essentially tells us to position Shrapnel Lady in front of the door so that he can essentially blow the door out and the door will just smash her into the wall, killing her instantly. However, I've been kidnapped and I didn't read the message. The only person out of our team who ends up reading the message is the guy. Momo ends up ignoring it because Dr. Pierre has been relentlessly flirting with her the entire time and she is having none of it. She has completely excused all of his advances. However, he keeps going. She chalked this up to another one of his flirting attempts and has no clue about the charges. The guy braces himself up against the wall, trying not to take any extra damage and waiting for her to get splattered across the wall since Momo is still fighting her in the opening of the hallway. Suddenly, there's a loud crash at the other end of the hallway as other Camille crashes through the wall carrying a giant bundle of some sort as she walks further into the compound. Obviously, the bundle is me, and I'm screaming at the team to come save me. She's kidnapping me as the charges go off. Dr. Pierre activated them early because the guy was the only person who responded. The airlock explodes, launching a giant wall of metal rocketing down the hallway as it slams into Shrapnel Camille and Momo, smashing him to the wall, killing them instantly. As the air starts to get sucked out of the entire compound, the guy holds on for dear life as other Camille saunters on like nothing's wrong. Me in hand, she starts walking towards the other end of the hallway where a awaiting ship is docked. She makes her way on board and starts to pull off with the ship. I remotely access my ship that I have hacked into to crash directly into her. However, I end up just barely missing and the ship kind of just scrapes across the top of hers, completely destroying the navigation system as it careens off course in the direction of a nearby planet. Another piece of equipment lost. Also, I lost some of the guy's equipment because his robot dogs were on board. And Camille just flies away with me on board. The guy is left inside the compound by himself. His dead teammate's body slowly floats out where the airlock used to be, and the seemingly unaffected swarm of cultist blob is slowly making its way closer and closer towards him. Pierre tells him to run and come jump on his ship, and once the guy gets to the end of the corridor where the airlock used to be, finds that the docking mechanism has been further damaged and there's just giant chunks of shrapnel floating out as he sees Dr. Fierre's ship idling out farther than ours was. He contemplates jumping, however, if he misses, he will float off into space with more than likely no one to save him. Picking up a person that's moving in space isn't exactly an easy feat to pull off without hitting them with the ship. Dr. Fierre wouldn't be able to exactly save him if he misses. Regardless of all that, the guy jumps. Next episode will be out on Monday. Once again, you guys can follow me at Twitter at Jar of Wizard, and you can also follow me on Tumblr at the exact same handle. If you guys are enjoying the story, be sure to like, comment, maybe subscribe, maybe share it with the shadow demons that sit in the corner of your room in the night while you sleep. I don't know. Bye.